Well, hey guys, it's Sexy Gamer here again. Back with part 2 of the Zombie Survival Mask update. Well, as I was saying before, OG&E did not want to admit that it was their problem, and they're gonna come out and fix everything and make it lollipops and rainbows. Now, back to what I was saying before. My phone died, which was very rude of it. Now, you can basically, if you don't have any, like soldering guns or anything, or somebody that will solder, you can take this battery here and the long one and put it to the positive, and you can put the negative to the negative part, and it will light up. And you will have to see, it makes a pretty big spot for this little guy. See, now you will have to tape it because it's not going to stay there forever. And I mean, nothing's forever. I mean, I'm sorry guys, I thought I accidentally pressed a stop on my phone. I was about to get really mad. Now, I mean, like, you can just go ahead and put this in there how I have mine, but just have this like this. That's what I was originally gonna do. But then you always got to think of the factor that if you leave it like this, and it's always going to stay on, either your LED or your LED is probably the one that, no, let me see. Yeah, your LED is probably the one that's going to go first, because now if you look inside of an LED, I don't know if you're going to be able to see here. Let's see if you can see here. Focus. Well, it's not wanting to focus, but here's what I'll do. I'll draw a little diagram. Let me get my pen here. Now, basically what you do with the LEDs is that, like, okay, see, look, this is your thing right here, and this is your short one, and this is your long one. And since I have 4 of those, this is what mine's gonna look like. And in the LED thing here, on the inside of the LED, on the positive end, you have this thing that goes like this. It looks like that. You see that? You see that right there? It looks like that. And on the negative side, you have a fat one that goes like this. It looks something like that. Now, in the LED world, these would be a lot closer. And there's a little blue filament in the middle of that. That's just right there in the middle. And that's what changes the colors. Now, for a red one, I think they use copper. For a blue one, I think they use lapis. And I don't know what they use for the yellows and the greens and stuff. But I mean, if you would like, you could use RGB color changing LEDs, which is your red, orange, yellow, and green. I think RGB, red, orange, RGB. No, which is red, green, and blue. Anyways, they make every color. I'm not gonna sit here and try to remember the song. Although, I mean, anyways, you would have see, all the positive ones will connect together like this. They would connect together like this. And then you'd have your little switch, which is like this. On. Off. Sorry, my handwriting sucks. Off. and then this is your negative one, so you would have one that comes from here, and it would go to there. Now you would have 2 wires coming off of this one, and it goes like this. And then these are your wires. See, this is the positive. See, this is your neutral wire. Your middle one right here is your neutral. Your neutral is the one that you always want to either... I preferably like it to always go to the middle one, or the red one, because that way I can shut it off. Now, I will connect... See, I will connect my, all my positive leads to the neutral one, right? And then, this is where my negative leads come in, and I will connect those leads right here. I will connect those. And then these leads right here, these are 3 wires connecting right here. And this wire goes to the battery, which is right there. And then this wire right here is the positive. So this one just goes straight to the other side of the battery. Now you get something that kind of looks like this. You have one back here, and then you have one that goes right there. Now, when this happens, all of these will turn off when this goes on. Off. So, like, either way, if you want to just have the LED like this, how you have it just like this, and then you have the prongs, and then you have the battery that's in the middle, and then you have the battery in the that was a bad picture, or a bad drawing, and then you have the battery in the middle. Guys, please be mature here and don't say this kind of looks like a dick, because there's no way it looks like a dick besides this little top right here, because these things, this is not a solid barrel here, it's 2 little prongs, and this thing is in the middle. So don't say this is a ball and this is the tip of the penis or anything, because it just makes me so freaking mad when people do that. It's just so childish. Grow up. Really, I'm sorry I'm ranting and raving, but really, grow up. And you know what I see on YouTube a lot? Grown ass men do it. Grown men. Are you guys hearing me? Grown men do it. Really, you're grown. You should have a job. You should have a wife. You should have kids. You're grown. Grow up. I know you're a grown man, but sometimes you don't act like them. Really. But this is the diagram. I'm going to try to find a better diagram online. But this diagram I like better because it does not use a resistor. Now, a resistor, it is basically a little thing that looks like this. It's got like a little barrel in the middle that looks like this, and then it's got 2 wires coming out, and it's got stripes on it like this, and I think it's got a black one in the middle. Now, what this thing does is that if I were to use like all of these batteries, now I could use all of these batteries with this setup right here, but I would have to put a resistor right in the middle, right there. Now, what the resistor does is that, or actually, I'm sorry, I would have to put it right there. Now, what the resistor does is it resists any unwanted power. Like, that does not mean that it resists it and then that power is useless. All it does is that it reverts that power back into the battery and lets the power that it needs these LEDs to use go on. So it's basically like a guy that stands at the gate. Or hold on, let me see. It's basically like those things, like if you ever go to a football game or a basketball game, it's basically like those gates. It only lets so many people pass on at a time, and basically the ones that it's sending back are people without tickets, and then those people go buy tickets, and then they come back, and then they get to go through, and so on and so on and so on. Now, I know I'm forgetting something, but what is it? What is it? I'll probably think of it later. Well, anyways, guys, that's gonna be the end of my video. As always, like, share, favorite, and subscribe.